All right. Welcome to Coach Heupel's post-game press conference. Coach will make an opening statement, and then we will take questions. Please raise your hand, and we will call on you. Coach?
Appreciate the Majors family being here and having an opportunity to celebrate everything that he's meant to Tennessee football. Thought it was an awesome way to notify him and what he's done here as a player and as a coach. So appreciate their family being here. Told the players in the locker room, obviously disappointed with the outcome. Ton of things that have an opportunity to change the football game. From communication side to turnovers to opportunities in the red zone that we don't take advantage of. All of those things are true. But also told them that this defines today, doesn't define this journey that this football team's on. I think it's really important that they understand that. This is who we are in week 2 against Pitt. There's a lot of things that are controllables that we have an opportunity to get a whole lot better at. If we do, we can take better advantage of the opportunities that we have in the future in the games that we have. So wanted them to understand. We talked about it all week long, understanding who Pitt is as a football team and where they're at as a program, that we didn't want to look at the scoreboard until it ticked 0, that we're going to compete until the very last tick. I am proud of our football team because I think they did that. We weren't perfect in how we competed, but we did compete. So we got a bunch of guys banged up. I'm sure there's going to be questions about injuries. You guys saw that unfold with guys that weren't able to compete from week 1, that weren't out on the field. I don't have an update on everybody. As we go through this weekend, obviously we'll be able to clarify where more guys there are as far as being able to be ready to play for next week. So with that, I'll open it up for some questions.
Questions? We'll start with Rob and then go to David.
Coach, at quarterback, Milton, was he injured and couldn't go back in, or were you going to make a change?
He was. Couldn't come back. Hendon did a great job, coming off the bench, competing, giving us a chance, making some plays with his feet, being decisive with the ball in his hands. Yep, there's things that he would want to do better, do differently. Obviously, the last play that he's got an opportunity on where we turn it over. But I thought our football team rallied around him. They believed in him. He went out there and competed extremely hard. Gave us a chance here in the second half.
Josh, you talked throughout preseason about how clean you played in a couple of the scrimmages, and even last week, especially in pre-snap. What 134 yards? Where did that kind of come from, and how much did that surprise?
Yeah, it did surprise me. It's not who we've been from. Taking our helmet off in celebration early and changing the field position a little bit. We showed those things that happen across the country a little bit in our Monday meeting. We're in, I think, 1st and 7 on the goal line going in the student body section and have a couple things transpire where you end up kicking a field goal. There's a bunch of things that we got to be better at as competitors. Competitive composure. We talked about it before the game. Obviously, we were not good in those moments. Personal fouls that, occasionally there's going to be a playing penalty from snap to whistle, right? If you compete and you play hard, occasionally those things are going to happen. You don't want them to as a coach or as a player. The things that you can control, though, you just can't do. It changes the way the game's played, and you add up all those little things. There's a lot of opportunities to change the scoreboard on both sides of it, defensively, offensively, and special teams too. And disappointed that we didn't take advantage of some of those opportunities.
Weston, Mike in the front.
Josh, on that, the kick six that was called back there with 2 offsetting penalties after possession had changed, is that something the rules committee could almost look at? It seemed like that helped itself by getting a penalty.
Yeah, I don't know what the right rule or what it should be. Unique. I don't know if we were in the back or not at the beginning of the return. I just saw the end of it, thought it was clean, but obviously I had an opportunity to be a big play in the game, change the momentum. Didn't, and then offensively, I don't think that drive we got anything going either. So, I just throughout the course of it, early in the first quarter, defensively playing really well, and didn't take advantage of some of the opportunities that we had on offense. And second quarter, the turnovers, it hurts you. Change the way the game's played for the defense. Just 3 phases of the game playing together. Simple communication stuff in the fourth quarter where you end up burning a couple timeouts. That's really in the third quarter, beginning of the fourth, where you know you're going to need those in the fourth quarter and try to get a stop and give yourself one more chance.
Josh, with how Hendon played, do you now re-look at him as the starting quarterback based on Joe? Do you consider that now?
We're going to go back and watch the tape and evaluate everybody. Yeah, we'll evaluate the quarterback position as well, but evaluate everybody and how they played. And some of that may be more opportunities for other guys. Some of it may be just cleaning up some things that they can control and be better at.
Austin to the left.
Based off the fall camp you all had, are you surprised by the lack of ability to get turnovers on the defensive side through 2 games? And then Tyler Barron, is he playing nicked up, or I mean, is that strictly?
I'm sorry.
I mean, he just
Let
kind of
finish.
comes. I mean, he doesn't seem like he's out there as much as maybe as disruptive.
He was nicked up with a couple of different things during the course of the game today, specifically. Talked with our trainer multiple times about him. Excuse me. What was the first part of your question?
Were
I'm
you
sorry.
surprised about the lack of the ability to get a turnover?
Yeah. Defensively, we emphasize it. It's how they start every practice. You come out, any skill guy defensively is catching balls pre-practice and post-practice, so that when you have an opportunity, you get your hands on it to make that play. We've done everything that we could. Yes, disappointed that we haven't been able to create a game-changing play on that side of it. I don't think it's lack of effort or practice. We just haven't made the ball bounce the right way.
Adam in the front.
Yeah, whatever you do with quarterback next week, do you consider that a big decision with big ramifications, or just a game-by-game evaluation?
I mean, it's game-by-game evaluation. It's true for everybody. We're on this 12-game journey. That's all we get guaranteed, right? And you take it 1 week at a time. And that's a message that's always true. That's when you win a big one, and it's when you lose one. I think it's important that our players, they buy into the process of what it takes to become a high-level football team and program. And it's little things in who we are and how we conduct ourselves that ultimately show up and are a part of how you play. There's things we got to continue to grow in as a football team.
Wes.
Josh, in some of those short yard situations, going shotgun there, I know it's the offense, but is that, some of the coaches, that always been the plan, or is that changed a little
It's
bit?
not all that we do. So there's things that we've done from under center. Felt like we had a good plan. Didn't execute in that moment for sure.
We'll go to the middle. Joe.
Yeah, Josh, did you get a look at the play before that play? I think that Hendon got the line to gain. So before that, and then on that play, did Hendon have an option there to switch into something else?
He didn't have an option off of that. The communication up front to what we're doing and how we're blocking it, how we're reading things, didn't transpire the way that we need to. I did feel like he got to the yard to gain on his run. I was in communication with the side judge, making sure that they were reviewing the spot. And those are tough situations. You don't want to burn a timeout in those situations, but you're trying to make sure that those things are being reviewed.
Joe kind of took mine, but just to follow up on that, to not get any points there, and then on the next drive, another opportunity ball in your offense. How frustrating is that late?
Yeah, you want to finish. We talk about finishing fourth quarter, emphasize it, and how we practice, just how the practice unfolds. We have a fourth quarter period, and make an emphasis that we're going to play the right way. Man, there were a lot of good things in the fourth quarter. Not enough in those crucial moments on the offensive side of the football. Fourth and short, got a chance to go punch it in. Great field position. Defense goes out, gets a stop. We go after him. He shanks the punt. Yeah, you got really good field position, and don't close it out. We got to grow up fast. We got good teams on this schedule. We're capable of being a whole lot better than we are today, and we got to take ownership of that as an individual and collectively as a team.
Patrick in the back middle.
Josh, before Joe went out of the game, looks like you guys had some downfield shots and he was just overthrown. Was he just excited, just lack of touch? What was the
Man, we didn't connect on them. Yeah, you saw the same things that we did. We had some guys running free and weren't able to finish the play. You know, an early one with Jalen, who ends up being banged up after the play. We got a chance for you know, a big play early in the ball game. Had another one with Cedric running down the field open. Didn't convert on them. At the end of the day, I don't care how you do it, you got to find a way to convert and complete those things and create some big plays. Those are some of the things that I was talking about early in the ball game with the way we were playing defensively and special teams, pinning them deep in their own territory. Had a chance to change the game the way it was played a little bit early and didn't take advantage of it offensively.
Being in the middle.
Josh, just what did you see on that interception that ended there at the end?
Just holding on. Yeah, you better have an idea where the backside safety is, and obviously didn't. Kid came over, made a play. Got his hands on the ball, made a play.
Joe on the right.
Yeah, thanks. That's about that too. Was there any cross up there in terms of what they were in, or just a matter of?
No, I don't think so.
Coach has time for one more. David.
You touched on just a second ago, but the special teams just right out of the gate, is that something that, I mean, I know Coach Eckler said early in camp, he's like, this can be a strength. I mean, do you see that being a strength, and how did you assess their performance?
I do see it as a unit that can be a strength for us. I really believe that we got to win the special teams every single week. Our coverage teams did a great job early in the football game, put them in tough situations. You saw them fair catch the rest of the way. Obviously, the block punt, great field position, leads to a great start. There were really positive things out there all day long. Obviously, we created field position throughout the course of the ball game, and we got some young guys on that unit that are really starting to grow as football players, just fundamentals and technique, and those techniques cross over to offense and defense, but they're really starting to accelerate their growth as a football player individually, but ultimately as a unit. I feel like we're starting to come together on that side as well.
We'll finish here on the left.
Was there anything Pitt did that maybe surprised you, or that you didn't see on tape that either side of the ball that maybe caught you guys off guard? Was there anything?
Talking about defensively?
Either side of the ball.
I mean, they're multiple in what they do offensively. I thought we handled a lot of that really well early on. Thought we pushed the pocket. I thought as the game went on, he was able to escape the pocket a few times and make some plays with his feet. Some big conversions. Obviously, 2 4th downs for them were big. Defensively, anticipated some of what we got. Did a good job at times, not good enough to get a win.
All right, thank you. We will have players shortly.